Vroom, 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 vroom. Honk, honk. Get in, losers. We're going struggling. Vroom, 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 vroom. Hello, friends, and welcome to another Ride in the Struggle Bus, where every wheel is in a triangle. Today, I've got a league game for you, and this one is from the Ben Kyo League. I'm sure most of you are probably familiar with Ben Kyo, but in case you do not know who he is, he's a full-time teacher, considerably stronger than me, and he has set up a community and a league that you can join. And I decided to join it because I was looking for some more competitive games, and I was having trouble finding those on OGS and the other servers that I play on. So I decided to jump in there to kind of kickstart my studying, which I mentioned in the last video I'm going to be putting more attention to. I could instantly tell that it's a great community, and I've already played a couple of games. This is going to be the second of them. And one thing that I found really interesting about it is when I post that game link in their Discord, like we've been getting like 8 to 10 people watching these games. They comment on them, they offer reviews afterwards, so it really is just a good community. And so because of that, it's something I wanted to share with you guys. So they are looking to get some more newer players there. They're looking for 15K and weaker players. So if that's you, if you want to get some more competitive games in, get some more reviews, just a great community to join, that is something I would highly consider for yourselves. I'm also going to give you guys an offer. If you guys do choose to join the league, I will review 2 of your games from that league for free. There'll be video reviews. You send me the link, I'll do a video review, I'll send it your way, and you can pick 2 of your games from the league that you play in. So go check it out if that's something you're interested in. I know it's going to be a good thing for me. I can already tell. Hopefully it'll be a good thing for you guys as well. So with that plug out of the way, let's get into our normal game. Again, this is my second game for this league. We won the first one, but I did not record that game. So we'll see how this one goes. So let's get into it. Okay, so here we go. This is game number 2 of my provisional, I guess, play into the league so they can figure out what my rank should be. So the ranks, they're unique to every league, and so this one looks like it runs a little weaker than AGA, I think is what it seems to be. Maybe just like half a rank or so. Don't pay attention to the OGS ranks. Both of ours are a little out of date, I think. I don't think our friend plays too many ranked games in OGS. Okay, so kind of like this is similar to like a mini Chinese, just with a big jump off this stone. For now, we'll leave this alone. There's obviously plenty of time to go and do something about that. We're just gonna go break up the side. I like breaking up big moyos before they start forming. We could have considered approaching the 3-4, but with this stone here, it's a little bit stronger, so I'd rather just approach the 4-4. Could have played the 3-3, obviously, but then black could just choose to block this off and develop this a little more actively than I would like. So we're just going to play here and see if we're going to get pincered or if black's just going to back off with 0-17. Okay, and so white does back off, and we'll do the attachment. This really boring Joseki, but it's obviously fine, even if I think it is boring. Hopefully we all know this one. Black does not want to take the Atari to capture this because then he'll end up losing that stone. So we will go connect here. Black can push through or connect or Hane. Pulling back with the Hane are the 2 typical choices. We will connect. Black will push. Or extend. Black extended. So here, we should be looking at the extension here. The thing that we have to be concerned about with this, though, is if we play this and black plays S13, it gets tricky. We can consider just playing the Tiger's Mouth and being done with it, and that might be what I end up playing here. If we extend and black plays S13, I believe we're supposed to play R12,
but it gets complicated and big and it ends up sacrificing these 4 stones, which I'm not a huge fan of. So we're just going to play something over here. I think probably just the 1 space jump will be good enough. So that's what we will play, and we can look at extending later. When we extend, there's an interesting potential liberty shortage when you play Q17, depending on some variations. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so our friend approaches our 3-4. That's fine. We can kick and then just extend, and that might be what we do. There's not too much development that can be made here. Black has a strong group and a third line stone. So it's like if we play this diagonal, there's really no room to extend over here. So I think we're just going to kick. Black will extend. We will extend. We'll do a 1 space jump to F17 to get a base. This solidifies the corner, and black will play something over here, most likely either C11 or D11, which is fine. Again, we've got a third line stone here, so there's only so much potential for development over here as we're here. Black has a 4th line stone. So if black lets us get a move like R5 or R6, that'll be a little stronger for us, I think. And this is fine for now. This is all just basic opening theory stuff. We're focusing on corners, then sides in the center. We're balancing our 3rd and 4th line stones. Though I do not have many 4th line stones on this board. Our friend is obviously balancing, right? 2 3rd line stones and a 4th line stone here. Putting a lot of thought into this move. So maybe our friend's going to choose to Tanuki because these 2 stones, they're tougher to attack. But that'd be surprising. If black Tanukis, I probably will go after these 2 stones, but we'll see what the board looks like after they move. Okay, and so our friend does extend. I'm considering just playing here, taking this extension. It pokes out a weakness here, so let's just go do that. Now the follow-up at C13 is a little more painful, so black might jump out to E11, and that is fine. We'll go and take something like R5 or R6. Looks like I'm focusing more on a territory style game as opposed to my typical influence. So we'll see how that goes. Ooh. Okay, so our friend has attached to our stone, and we're going to respond to this. We can respond with a Hane or extension. Typically, I'd like to Hane on the outside, but if we Hane here, black's going to play Q10. We'll connect, and then they'll connect at R10. I just don't like that strength facing this nice developable stone. We could look at extending, but then black will extend. We can Hane, but then black actively develops again. So oddly, it might just be the 2nd line move, which I'm having trouble coming to terms with that. But it keeps our group strong, which is all that really matters right now. And so I think that's what we're going to do. I expect black will just extend because black will be probably pretty happy to extend ahead on the 3rd line stone. But this is kind of it's going to be an oddly placed group. It's going to give him some strength, but I don't think that's going to be too problematic. We'll be able to, if black extends, I plan on extending again, and then black will extend one more time, and then I'm going to Tanuki, and I'm going to consider either C13 or the kick at F3 and then jumping into K3. Those are the moves that I'm considering here. I do want to break up what's happening at the bottom, and then just hopefully rely on the territories that we are building. Again, this is going to be a territory focused game for me, which is pretty unusual these days. Okay, but here with the Hane, I think it's fine to take the Atari on the outside. Keeps black a little lower. I'm okay with this shape being on the 2nd and 3rd line. I was not okay with the shape being on the 3rd and 4th line. So we're going to go take this Atari. And then I think we're probably going to connect. It's okay if black captures this stone. That's not a big deal. So we could look at extending, but then I don't like the cut. And it's actually funny. This turns back into black having these 3 stones. But again, at least it's on the 2nd line and not the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So it won't be as efficient as it could be. I wonder if black's going to play. Maybe black could be considering something like Q6, Q7, R6. R6 is like a natural shape point for all of this. If black wants to, get the double wing formation, which makes sense. And this is a strategy I tend to do not the greatest against. But that is fine. That's why we joined this league, is to play stronger players and do some learning. So there's obvious, some big growth going on here, but I think it's too early to jump in here. I think there are larger areas on the board. Black's put a lot of stones into here. There's a lot of strength, so I don't want to jump in too early there. So I'm still considering playing a move like this, and if black plays on top, we would play here and then connect underneath. It gives black some more influence, gives us some more territory, or we can kick and then jump in, but that will help black naturally develop this, but it also puts pressure on these two stones, so maybe we can get some strength to then go in there. I kind of like that as an idea. So let's just do that. Let's kick here. The goal being, if black extends, for us to jump in and try to keep the group split, and as we fight and get strength, we will be getting strength to go reduce or invade over there. So let's... where do we want to go? If I play here, black can just make an extension. So I'm considering just jumping in the middle here. But if we play here, it threatens the connect underneath. Yeah, maybe the third line stone. Black will just play on top, get some more influence. It's tough. Black's got a lot of influence. I don't like that. I do not like that. But we are going to jump in somewhere over here. So let's play here. I think this is a fine place to start. But it is. I did kind of throw a dart to figure out which was the move to play here. So I'm sure there were better options. Okay, so I find this to be a pretty surprising response to this move. It forces us to go this way, which, does drive us towards black's strength a little bit, but it also drives us towards black's potential. And as we get stronger, this group will get weaker. My guess is he's looking to attack the stone, push, and develop this. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting response. Now we can just play the diagonal. We can extend. If we extend and he hanes or caps, we hane. And if he cuts, we can sacrifice those two stones by driving down, Atariing, and playing here. And that might be enough. So you want to know what? Let's play this extension, and then black pushes here. We will extend again. I will gladly get this strength facing things over here. So let's see. Can we get away with this knight's move? Okay, I don't think we can do the knight's move yet, so we will push one more time. And now we can look to do the knight's move. Because now if black pushes and cuts, we can net. So let's go play this, get a little bit ahead of black. Now we've got some good strength facing the area we wanted to reduce. And but black's got a strong group that will be nearly impossible to attack. So it's possible black can find the timing to play a move like L7 here. That would be definitely a move I would be considering as black here, because it does protect this cut. Okay, so he jumps into 3-3. I feel it's a little early for this, but maybe not. Pretty glad I've got C9 now. Two moves we can consider, E2 or D3. I want to play D3. Generally, what black would look to do here is just get forcing moves on the outside, sacrifice the corner to get strength. So we'll see if that's black's plan with this. We could look at E2, which usually weakens these stones, but there's no... or weakens the group here, but there is no group. There is no potential. So let's see. If we... yeah, we're just going to bump here. This does leave a cut, which, again, pretty much forces us to go capture these stones. So that's what we're going to do again. Black can use the weaknesses on the outside to force us to capture the corner. That's often the plan when black plays here, and white plays d3. So black plays the Hane. I think we can just connect here. We've got 4 liberties, which should be enough to counteract what black is doing here. So let's see, do we need to take this now? Because we still have 4 liberties. So let's see. Okay, I think I'm going to go take this Atari first. I feel like the Atari is free. Doesn't remove any liberties from this group. Gets another liberty for us here. Helps connect up with this a little better. And then I think we'll go and play this Hane. This should fully kill the group. Again, black's only got 2 liberties here. We've got 4. Black does have a means of getting more liberties, though, which is why I wanted to play this before black played those moves to get more liberties. So black gets some strength on the outside by forcing us to capture. That, again, that's often what happens when you play the 3-3 in this exact situation where white has these 3 stones and black has these 2 stones. Again, we could have chose to play e2, but when we play this is us saying we want to capture the stone. We're willing to give you the outside forcing moves. Okay, so the diagonal comes, threatens the cut here, strengthens the stone. I like the move. It's a good move. I think we're just going to play this shape move here instead of just connecting. I wonder if just connecting is the thing to do. This is a little cuter, but I often get myself in trouble with cute moves. But I do like the looks of this one, because if black tries to be forceful by playing k8, we can wrap around this group, which will be pretty beneficial for us. Though, not gonna lie, I do not like how large this area is becoming for black. You may be wondering why we really haven't touched up here yet. Seems pretty open. There's opposing third line stones with strong groups facing each other, so it's going to be very difficult to get good territory here. So, you know, we've had some urgent stuff going on down here. I've also got some Aji in here because of this push and potential cut. So if I get a stone at like R7 and I push and then cut, if black pushes me down, then these 3 stones die. If black pushes me out, then I get to connect that stone. So we potentially get a move like R7 or Q7 for free, which would be pretty okay. Okay, and so black comes back, which covers R7, and that is fine. So now the question is, where do we want to play? So after I said that, you know, there isn't much development to be had here, there is still some, but I wonder if we want to be going after this group first with a move like this. But I think just playing over here is probably fine enough. So let's play here. We don't want to play too close to black's strength, because then our stone can be attacked pretty firmly. We already have a somewhat weak group on this board, so we don't want another weak group. So we play here instead of playing M17. Okay, but black does look to split us up anyway. So the question is, can I come out this way and look to pressure that stone? Or do we just want to jump out with this? Okay, I am just going to jump out with this stone. I think I'm going to do a 2-point extension, move out a little faster. This will help link up with this group, and this still reduces the growth potential of this group, so we're fine. Of course, we're in the middle game, and all we care about is really strength of groups, and this group's perfectly strong, so we're fine enough for now. For invasions over here, I'm looking at R3. It's a tricky move to respond to for black, and it's not like, I mean, if this invasion doesn't work, then this is all black's territory anyway, so it's not like I really lose much by trying. So that's probably going to be the next thing I do when I get Sente. Okay, black looks to peep. We will absolutely block that. Okay, that's an interesting move. I like that. Black is very actively developing this now. we will go and extend, get this group a little bit of strength, and then we can look at extending. We can also look at, honestly, just leaving it for now, because this does have multiple directions to move. Okay. And so the question is, can we endure if black plays K11? And I'm unsure. But if we let black get this, then this gets pretty actively developed. So I think what we're going to do is just go play the knight's move. I read this cut out a little bit. Looks like it's fine for now. Of course, this does give black yet another forcing move over here. And then black presses on this stone. I don't think we can keep on giving black all of the things. So I think we need to take away some of the tempo here. So okay, so I'm going to jump in here. This is after the game. This is actually while I'm editing the video. You can tell that it's after because my entire head fits in the panel here. Sorry for chopping that off. But anyway, I wanted to go over this moment of the game while we're out of the game, so I have more time to discuss things. So a couple things. So thing one, it's worth noting that AI says this game has been dead even the entire way, regardless of how I feel about it. I know during the game I definitely felt behind here, but AI says everything is okay. This is black up by half a point, and it's been that way the entire game. So this game has been dead even. But what I want to talk about is the invasion that's about to happen here. So this, I know, looks like a very difficult thing to invade. And this is something I always like to go over when it comes up because we often have trouble with invasions. And I know a lot of us are going to see this as completely uninvadable, right? Black just has too many stones. There's no way we'd be able to get anything there. And so I want to go over, what a stronger player looks at with situations like these. So the first thing to understand is we've got this 3/4 stone, kind of protecting the corner all by itself. And what I mean by that is just the local corner. Like this 4x4 block really only has this one stone. So to me, that says there's a lot of opportunity if we play the attachment or the attachment here. I know both of these are typically going to be moves that will work to either get the outside or get the corner. The issue there is typically it's black's decision as to if I get the outside or if I get the corner. And in this case, if black decides you get the outside, that becomes problematic because of these surrounding black stones. With that said, though, there's a lot of weaknesses in black shape. We've got a large knight's move here. We've got whatever this is, which is obviously a weak shape. We have a 2-space extension here, and then we've got a knight's move here. So we've got lots of cuts that we can look at and that we can work with. And so in this situation, what we can often do is fire off a lot of probing moves, see how our opponent responds, and then develop a plan there. So for what I see here, for what we could do for probing moves, we could consider a move like Q7, right? Is black going to block and let us potentially try to get out here? Is black going to cover? We could do that and then move on and go, okay, now how are you going to answer this one? And it's very possible that Q7 does absolutely nothing for this, but it could do something. And so it just makes things a little trickier now. Another option is we could look at a move like R7. And this is what I end up playing the game. You'll notice there's no number on here, but I want to go over why I played this specific move. This threatens a few things. The first thing it threatens, let's just say that black completely ignores it, is now all of a sudden there's this cut here, because if black blocks this way, now we have this cut. If black Ataris, we capture the 3 stones, which is pretty good in its own right. And if black pushes this way, then we get to connect, right? So there's that threat. There's also the threat of going in and playing this now and trying to get strength this way. There are options there. So this is a probing move. We'll play this and we'll see how does black responds to this. And that's why I decided to start with this. And, if black goes to block here, then we could look at this. We could look at this attachment here, which is going to be really tough for black to stop now, especially because of this stone. I have no intention of saving this stone. That's a very important thing to understand with invasions like this is feel free to sacrifice stones, just as long as you get something to live. If this move makes it tougher for black to play a move like this, then that's great, right? Now, if black plays this Hane, we've got this. If black tries to push in this direction, now we're running towards this stone, things can get tricky there, right? And so we can rely on some strength there. So in this case, we would play this, and if black Hanes, I would be looking at this Hane. And now it's tricky, right? Because no matter what black does, if black extends, we get this Atari into this extension. Now we're alive on the bottom. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this shape, but this is already a living shape. If black turns, we play here. And while this looks like a bulky 5, if black plays here, we play this, which forces black to reduce this to 1 eye, and then we get to extend and make a second eye. So it's actually really easy. This particular shape is really easy to get off of a single 3/4 stone. And especially with this stone here, it just makes things tricky. So now, does black not want to deal with that and maybe do something like this? Well, now you can see in this situation, this stone is really going to affect what's going on over here. So these are the things that I looked at, and you'll see in the game that this is the way that I ended up going. You're going to see that I'm going to start with this invasion, black's going to respond here, and then I'm eventually going to make this attachment. We make some other exchanges first, but then I come back and end up making this attachment. And I think you guys will find it interesting how this ends up, because if we go back to here, and my question to you was, how many points does white get in this area? I bet your answer is 0. I think you're going to be surprised as to what the actual answer is. So just wanted to go over some invasion stuff, because I know a lot of us look at this and go, there's no way we can invade that. I would never be able to invade that. But it's important that you need to realize that stuff like this 100% can be invaded. Maybe not 100%, but in this case, AI says that pretty much the invasions here are going to work. You have to know how to do them, right? Your opponent can offer some resistance to make it really hard on you, but if your opponent's the same strength as you, it's going to be just as hard for them as it's going to be for you, and you need to try. So just wanted to go over that while we have some time outside the game. So now we'll transition back into the game where this invasion starts, and hope you guys enjoy it here. So I'm going to start with R7. I mentioned we get this move for free because it threatens the cut here. And after this, we can look at R3 just to offer up some complications. This move is just here to complicate things. I have no intention of saving this stone if I don't need to. I'm just hoping that this stone will get us some help in this invasion that we are looking to launch. And so I was just going to say, black is obviously thinking about what to do here. And I'm actually going to leave this stone here for now. I want to play this to split, to keep this group split, and then it helps break in here. Black will struggle to get this stone to live. I'm not saying we're going to kill the stone. I'm just saying black's going to have to work to make this stone live, if that's what they're looking to do. And as that happens, we're getting strength so that we can make sure that there's not too much potential going on here. Honestly, that's fine. I think this is probably bigger. So let's go actively surround this stone. What's the best way to do it? I think this is probably a good way. I'm totally willing to trade this stone for this stone. That seems like a perfectly reasonable trade to me, because this still looks to break in here. Our corner is still alive. This is fine. We will block this. Again, it just more actively surrounds the black stone. We don't want to get bonked on the head of 2, so we will extend here. We can look at B16, but I am probably going to come back to R3 and see if we can get something to work there. Okay. So black is looking to cut. Does the cut matter? That cut does not matter. So we are going to go play R3 now. See if we can get something to live in this corner. If we get something to live in this corner, then I think we're in okay-ish shape. I feel like black's probably up no matter what. But what's nice is if we die in Sente, we can go play something like B16. But I think if we can't get something to live in here, we're probably too far behind. But we'll see. I've done some quick counting, and yeah, absolutely. If this dies, we pretty much have no prayer. This corner is almost big enough to win the game by itself. Never mind how many points black's gonna get here, because this side's huge too. So living might not be enough here. Black extends. So the question is, if we extend, does S5 kill? I do not think S5 kills. So we can extend here. And the reason that I don't think S5 kills is because we have R7 there. So that is pretty fun. Okay, black Hanes, that is not at all surprising. We will Hane as well. Okay, and so black backs off. Okay, and so I think we're just going to descend here. Black will likely play S6, at which point we can play T4, and we can only play this because black does not have Q2. If black has Q2, we cannot play that because then our group dies. A horrible, horrible death. So black plays there, and I think, can we just extend? I think we can just extend. Can we play this instead? Okay, I am just going to connect up to our stone, I think. I think this is probably good enough. It'll certainly feel pretty good if everything lives here. And then it's nice because R8 will come in Sente again because of this cut. Okay. We will go and reduce the liberties. Let's see. If we play here, it'll be Ko. Okay, I think I'd rather just go take the liberty away. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the liberty away. I wonder if this was played as a time Suchi. Our opponent is low on time. We're playing Fisher time, and so we're getting 20 seconds per move. So time Suji is absolutely a thing. We're both pretty low on time. So this is when we will start playing like hot garbage, which is not to say that I have not already been playing like hot garbage. So let's see. Yep, this will be fine. Okay, and black connects, and we will just go play this little shape move. Now we've got 2 eyes. Very successful invasion. Hopefully that's enough to get us there. Okay, I think we just extend. Go remove the liberties. Black obviously wants to start a Ko here. But I don't think it's going to be in his best interest. I don't think it's going to work. We've got a lot of liberties. So let's start the Ko and then connect. And we've got 3 liberties here. So this is a multi-step Ko for black. So we'll go and take this. So is that worth it? So if we play here, yeah, this is pretty big. The issue is we've got black has a Ko threat here. Black has a lot of Ko threats. That's a little worrisome. We might be in some trouble here. So black has this as a Ko threat and this as a Ko threat. Yeah, I'm in trouble here. I don't have good Ko threats, and black does. That sucks. So we end up losing this corner after all. Okay, well, so let's go play this. Is this just worth? I don't think so. Let's go do this. But black will probably play S2 now. But that's actually okay. losing the corner is okay because we are able to connect through. The issue is if black plays K11. That's the code threat I'm worried about. You want to know what? That's fine. We'll go and take this. I think K11 was a larger threat. So we'll get this. We can sacrifice these 4 stones. That's fine. And does that stone get sacrificed? Yeah, that was a pretty big loss. But getting these 3 stones might be a big loss too. Let's go break into here. I have to assume black is up now, though. Let's see. We play here, there. I guess that doesn't do too much. Let's go play this. This is a big enough endgame move. And then I probably want to come back to R8. R8's pretty big. Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, those stones are just kind of gone, right? Let's go play this. This seems big. Okay, did I misread? I don't think so. Let's go take this away. So that if black plays the Atari, we Atari, black captures, and we play T9 to kill. Okay, so now our friend comes back here. So are we in endgame? Is that what our friend is saying? And if that's the case, let's go play this endgame move. So black says we are indeed in endgame. Okay. And so if we are in endgame, where are the big endgame moves? I think M19 is, at least for endgame, double sensei. But I think black is ahead. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll take them to counting, even though it's pretty far out there. Okay, so black plays here. Is that sensei? I think it's worth answering. So I'm going to answer here. Take away a liberty. Black's gonna be a little careful here, though, right? Because of this this Atari. It's a big endgame move. Yep, that's a reasonably big move. So what happens if we play here and he plays there? He can't cut. Okay, so let's go play this. It threatens to connect here, and it protects this cut. So that feels okay. I think I'm gonna take this now, right? I feel like it's big enough to take. And we will go and extend and capture and connect. And that's a pretty good reduction. So here we need to be a little careful of this Atari now. The Atari into here, I think we're okay. I think we're okay for now. So do we want to play this just as the annoying shape move? Do we want to play this? Do we want to try to... let's go get this. This is at least 1 point, because black will block here, and then it gives us the option of connecting to take those 2 stones. And then we should probably look to do something here, even if it's just a little. But man, this is a huge area, and this is a pretty big area too. But our right side is huge, and our top left is huge. So we'll see. Okay, I did some counting. Looks like we are down by about 15, which is not ideal. So I think we need to look to do something. So I think we will go and see if we can push in here, and or maybe see if we can develop some points here. Maybe with a move like M10 starting things off. Okay, let's go play this. Okay, and we will extend and extend and push. Okay, so until black takes this, we're not too concerned. So let's go play here. See if we can get something in here, but I don't think we'll be able to. I'm wondering how big this capture is. This capture might just be big for the Aji that eliminates, because black playing here likely gets these 2 stones. And so playing this will capture that, save these 2, eliminate the Aji. It's probably just worth doing. I wanted to clean this first. See if we can maybe get 6 points here. Maybe you took 4 points here, 6 points here. There's 10. So then, that could be how much my, and if my counting was off a little, maybe we can get there. Okay, so black plates double Hane. I think we're probably just going to Atari, and then connect. Because if we Atari first, white can Atari, black can Atari. There we connect. No, maybe the double Hane is okay. Let's play this. Because honestly, capturing this stone might be bigger than these 3, because it would lead into here, and so it would come in Sente. Okay. I mean, this was all T17 was always Sente for black. So yeah, we'll play this. Okay, and so black takes the Sente, and that is fine. That was always theirs to take. Okay. What happens if I just play here? I don't even know what that threatens. Do I just take this double Atari now? I can also just play this. I kind of like this move. Yeah, I think this is fine. If black plays there, then we have to connect, but then it threatens to get this stone or these stones. So I think that's fine. We can also consider this, which likely just kills that stone outright. It does not kill that stone outright. But if we play here and then black plays there, I can capture and then black connects and I get the double Atari. Yeah, let's do that. Let's play this. Okay, that's fine. We're going to capture. And now we either get J13 to capture this, or we get the double Atari here. Okay, that's sure, that's a thing. Let's go take the double Atari. And then we'll capture this. That threatens the push here, so I feel like black is pretty obligated to do something about that. And then same thing here, this threatens to push in. And now we can go play here and cut that stone off. Seems reasonable. We could also play something like this. But I think this is probably cleaner. So let's go do this. We can also be looking at F7. Yeah, this feels fine. So we got a few more points here, handful of points here. That does not matter, because if we play here, black's just going to get here, and it's Atari anyway. So there's actually no threat there. So let's just go extend. I mean, that's fine, sure. Do we even care about that? Do we even care about these 3 stones, or is this bigger? I think this is bigger. So let's go take this turn. I mean, it's only 1 point, but if black didn't block, then we were able to get the Atari and then the Tiger's Mouth, which would turn into a lot of points. So this would be 6 points Gote. That's pretty big. That's pretty big on a board like this. So let's connect. Black Ataris, we obviously have no option other than to connect. Okay, so now we're just in nitty-gritty endgame. So I think what we'll probably do is I'll just fast forward the game. You guys can see the moves as they get played. If interesting commentary happens, then I will turn the game back on. But so for the time being, I will see you guys at the end of this game. Okay, and here we are at the end of the game, and yeah, my counting was fairly accurate. Black ended up winning by 11 and a half, so we shaved some points off from my counting. But yeah, he did end up getting us, which is unfortunate. And looking at the AI graph, apparently when this co-fight happened, I was still ahead here, and then botched it when I took. The issue is if I play here and black does this, I'm not sure where my co-threat is. And black still has a co-threat with K6. So I'll have to take a look with AI afterwards to see where this went wrong. Because it seems like we were in control for the middle of the game until black got that cut. But a very interesting game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully I can learn something from it after the fact, because that is the goal of this after all. So maybe I'll do a video with a review of this after I take a look at it, but that will not be a today thing. Tomorrow isn't looking good either, but maybe we'll end up doing it. Either way, I do hope you guys enjoyed it. So thanks for coming out for another Ride in the Star West, where every wheel's an empty triangle. Have a good one, guys.